Hello, hello. Welcome to the next episode of the Nourish and Strengthen podcast. This is actually episode 98. And you know what is significant about the number 98? It is that I graduated from high school in 1998 and we had this little chant. Are you ready for it? I'm going to do it for you. It goes 98, 98, 9999998. That's what we would chant at the rallies and at the football games. So whenever I see the number 98, that's what I think of. So I'm sorry that you had to hear me do that, but I just can't. I can't say the number 98 without saying that. So if you graduated from high school in 1998 and you're 45 years old right now, shout out to you. I see you. Okay. So if you graduated in 1998 and you're 45 years old right now, you need to listen to this podcast episode because I am talking about why I don't wear a weighted vest in perimenopause and why you might not need to either, despite what all the influencers on social media say. So I actually made a post about this a little bit ago, and it was a bit controversial. And I found myself wanting to defend myself and go into more detail. And what better place to do that than on the podcast, right? So let's talk about it. Okay. Let's talk about why everyone you see out there that's a menopause influencer, coach, expert, whatever, so many people are talking about weighted vests. And I was like, should I get one? Should I not? And I really thought about, why are they saying we should get them? Do I really want to use one? Or do I just feel like I should because everybody else is? And let's just kind of dive into that, okay? So when I see people talking about weighted vests online, they're usually talking about them for one of these three reasons. Number one, improved bone density. Number two, making your walks more intense, burn more calories as you do your everyday things, right? And number three, improving posture and core strength. And at the end, I'm actually going to tell you a fourth reason, but I'm not going to allude to that one quite yet. So let's talk about the first one, to support bone density. So it is true, our bones need that support because when we're in perimenopause and our estrogen drops, it does play a key role. Our estrogen plays a key role in bone health. So when our estrogen drops in perimenopause and menopause, that is a bad thing for our bone density, okay? And we probably all know that weight-bearing exercise can help stimulate new bone growth. And it's true that wearing a weighted vest, like during walks, during body weight movements, they can add extra load, right? Without needing to hold dumbbells or things like that, right? So it can support better bone density. This is true, but it is not nearly as effective as lifting weights and lifting weights correctly with progressive overload. I'm not talking about, jumping from burpees to your high knees, to your jump squats, to your push-ups. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about heavy squats, heavy rows, heavy pull-ups, assisted pull-ups, these classic core movements put together into a solid weight training routine that is going to be far more effective for your bone density than strapping on a vest, okay? So if you want a vest to be a supplement to your routine, not a substitute, that is fine. And actually at the end of this, I'm going to talk about reasons why I do think a weighted vest can be helpful, okay? But for now, let's just dive into these one at a time, okay? So if you want to put on a weighted vest while you're lifting and you can keep good form, okay? And you can keep good form, go for it. Like when I posted this online, somebody was like, well, I like to add a weighted vest during my push-ups. I'm like, that's actually awesome because it can be pretty hard to, throw a weight plate or a dumbbell on your back to make push-ups harder if you need to make push-ups harder. So that's a great use of it, right? But your bone density is going to be so much more improved from lifting weights as opposed to a weighted vest. If you want to do both, go for it. I'm not telling you you can't, okay? Keep this in mind. I had people on social media that were like, well, I just want to and I like it. That's fine. I'm not going to tell you to stop. If you feel like it's helping you and you love it, keep doing it. I'm just telling you my thoughts around why I haven't bought one yet and why you don't have to, okay? So claim number one, support bone density. Sure, maybe, but just lift weights. You should be lifting weights anyway, okay? Thing number two, people say they use a weighted vest to burn more calories on their walks or making their walks more intense. Now I want you to think about this for a minute. Why do we walk? Think about all the reasons why I tell you to walk or why anyone tells you to walk, because it is good for lowering cortisol, reducing stress, being low impact, and being low intensity. So why do we want to add a weighted vest to increase the intensity of something we are doing because it's low intensity? Think about that. Think about that for a minute. Okay, guys, walking. I actually saw this funny reel that called it body weight walking. Body weight walking is so good for you. Okay, it is going to help lower your cortisol. It's going to help with so many things. It's going to help support your hormone balance. It's going to help with managing blood sugar, improving your digestion. It's going to be good. It's good for your joints. Okay, if you're feeling like inflamed or achy, walking is so easy on the joints and it's so good for you. But you add a weighted vest and it turns it into cardio. Now, let me give you a caveat here. If your goal is, oh, I want to do some cardio, I want to add more cardio to my routine, and I don't want to run or I don't want to walk uphill, then adding a weighted vest might be great for that solution. But if you're like, no, I'm walking because I just want to get more steps in, I want to lower my stress levels, I want to get outside, there is no reason to make it harder. We're doing it because it's low stress, it's easy on our body, right? So you put on that vest and it's not quite as easy on our body anymore. So I guess it really depends on why you're walking, right? But for the most part, we walk because we want something low intensity. Okay. So the whole point, like I said, of walking in perimenopause is to support recovery, calm your nervous system, move your body without the stress. Okay. So adding the vest kind of like counters all those things, right? So a better strategy here, let walking be walking. Let your walking be low intensity like it's designed. Let your strength training be strength training. Let your strength training boost your bone density. And let your walking be something that is low intensity, that is just low stress on the body. Okay. All right. Number 3, another reason why people oftentimes use a weighted vest is to improve posture and muscle endurance. Okay. This can be helpful with that for sure. If it doesn't hurt you. Okay. I have talked to so many women who started using a weighted vest and all of a sudden their back started hurting. All of a sudden their hips were hurting. All of a sudden their knees were hurting because wearing a vest of weight on your torso can kind of throw off your alignment. It can throw off your spine a little bit. And so if you already have weak core muscles, or if you already have poor posture from like working at a desk or driving kids around, or, just living life kind of with your shoulders forward a little bit, it might actually hurt you. Okay. So it might cause back pain. It might cause joint stress. It might cause more neck and shoulder tension. I can't even tell you how many comments on my post were like, thank you for saying this. I started using a weighted vest, saw all over social media, and I started getting back pain. I started getting tension headaches. My shoulders started hurting. Okay. In perimenopause, you guys, we need less physical stress, not more. Okay. We're already fighting hormonal fluctuations. We're fighting like weakening in our ligaments and our joints and more inflammation. We're fighting recovery. It's harder for our bodies to recover. And so adding more weight is not always a good thing. Okay. I will say this. If you are wearing it for better posture and your core is tight, you're always aware and it's not hurting you, again, I'm not telling you to stop. Okay. I'm just telling you to be aware. All right. And the 4th reason, this one's the best one. The 4th reason that a lot of people wear weighted vests is because they saw it on social media. Okay. Let's be real. Someone somewhere started wearing a weighted vest. They thought it was cool. They went online, they started talking about it. People said it was a hack for weight loss because it boosts your calories and does all these things. And so it just kind of caught on, right? And I'm sure there are studies that show it improves bone density, but better than weightlifting? No. Does it improve the intensity of your walks? Yes. But why are we doing that, right? So again, this is just me saying why I personally don't wear one currently. Not saying I won't ever in the future, because if there's a time when I want to add more cardio to my routine, I do hate running. I'm not saying I'm not ever going to get a weighted vest, strap it on for a cardio workout, bring it to the gym, and use it for cardio. But that is the most applicable time, in my opinion, is by using it for dedicated cardio. Okay. Not making your low intensity walks more intense, or not turning the low intensity walks that's not designed to be cardio into cardio, if that makes sense. Okay. So here's the bottom line, guys. Here's my little conclusion here. Walking, it's one of the best tools we have in perimenopause. Okay. It's gentle, it's hormone friendly, it's so effective for lowering cortisol, boosting your mood, improving digestion, supporting your weight loss efforts without stressing out your body. Okay. But when you strap on a weighted vest, you really kind of change the entire nature of that activity, right? So what once was calming and restorative now becomes like a workout, right? Raising cortisol, straining joints, throwing off your posture. So if you're doing it for a workout, great. But if you're doing it for that gentle, effective tool to help us in perimenopause, it kind of cancels that out, okay? So if your goal is better posture, a stronger body, looking leaner, more toned, lift weights, okay? If your goal is fat loss, dial in your food, manage your stress, sleep a lot, okay? If your goal is hormone balance, keep walking, just keep your body weight walking, right? You don't need to add more pressure. You don't need to add pain. You don't need to add sweat to a plan that works with your body, okay? So again, I just don't want the hate. If you love it, if it's not hurting you, if it's working with your life, keep doing it. Just sharing why I haven't added it to my routine and why you don't necessarily have to, just because you're seeing it all over social media. Okay. Hope that was helpful, guys. Hopefully it was a little breath of fresh air to, just hear something different than the norm. And I'm looking forward to talking with you guys more next week. Bye-bye.